Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So today's video, really excited to do because we're talking about the Disney Wish Adventure Ocean and everything Kids Club related. So again, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, this is the first one you're seeing. My family and I were winners of the Year of Wishes sweepstakes, and we are setting sail on the Disney Wish on July 10th through the 13th. We will be in Walt Disney World for one night on July 9th. If you want to hear all about that, just go back to the first video, which I talked about rotational dieting. It's also, I have a whole playlist just on the Disney Wish. I made a separate playlist and you can go through all the videos of things that I was excited to talk about. I was originally going to do 2 or 3 videos and I have lost count of as many because there's just so much information about the Disney Wish that I couldn't really narrow it down to just a few things. So today we're talking about Adventure Ocean. I have a 6.5-year-old who absolutely loves the kids clubs. Never have a problem leaving him. I personally have never had a problem leaving him as well. Our first time on the Disney Dream, my son was 1, and it was the first time my husband and I, kind of had a date because we took him to the nursery. It's a Small World nursery, and we were able to go and enjoy and have a drink, and it was so nice. And they gave us a little phone. There was one night that he was crying. I came back, I kind of rocked him a little bit, left him there, but it was great because he could take a nap there. When we were at Castaway Cay, we came back, it was his nap time. We took him to the nursery for the nap time and we got to enjoy the pool. Once they get into Adventure Ocean, there's no nap time. And if there's nap time, it's in your stateroom. So take advantage of that. I absolutely love Small World Nursery and we will talk about that again. And then my son used the Adventure Ocean on the Disney Magic, and there was a little bit mixed. So he loved it. He had a great time. However, there it's all one age. So it's 3 to 12 and they're mixed. And he was 4. He kind of struggled because he is used to playing with kids older that know him, and the kids that were older didn't want to play with a 4-year-old, which I can't really blame them. So there was twice that he actually asked to be picked up. And then some of the events were more for older kids. And that's some of the things that I'm gonna talk about here that's happening on the Disney Wish that I really, really like, because I think that they've taken some feedback of that. It's really great if you have multiple kids because they're all in one space. But if you're an only child like my son is, it's hard. It could be harder, especially for those little ones who don't know anybody. So my son's 6.5 now. I don't think that's going to be a problem. He has no problem making friends. So I think it was hard for him at that young age of 4, 6.5. I think he's going to be great. So I got some notes from Disney Cruise Line blog, and it's actually 4 pages. So I'm going to skim over this. Otherwise, this video would be an hour and a half long because there's just so much information. But I'm going to post links to 2 articles in the description box below to Disney Cruise Line blog, and you can get in the information that I got this from, talking about the Adventure Ocean. So, if you're watching this video, you have probably seen the release of the preview that was done sometime in 2021, where there's actually a slide. So the check-in is on deck 3 and they can slide down the chute to the kids club, which is now on deck 2. So that's something different for this ship. I know on the Magic it was on deck 5, and I believe it was on deck 5 on the Dream. And so I think it's on deck 5 on all the other ships. So this is something new, that it's going to be lower. So I'm really curious how that's going to be. It's going to be on the ship. The 5, we were on deck 6 on the Magic. It was very, very convenient. We have no idea where we're on the Wish, so we haven't gotten that information. So Disney's Adventure Club, Disney's Oceaneer Club is ages 3 to 12. Will enter the captivating worlds of favorite Disney stories in the reimagined Disney's Oceaneer Club, a real-life wonderland of immersive spaces specially designed to unlock their imaginations. So that's the really interesting thing that I like about it, is that it's 3 to 12, but then you'll see with the preteen area, it starts at 11. So that 11 and 12-year-olds have a choice of what areas they go to. Now with the 3-year-olds, they can be 3, however, they have to be 100% potty trained, like 100%, not wearing a pull-up. So now up until they're 4, so they could be 3 and 11 months, they can still use the nursery if they aren't potty trained. But once they hit 4, they have to be 100% potty trained to use one of the areas. So there's kind of a little overlap if they're 3, if they're fully potty trained. My son wasn't at 3, but you know, they can use that space, and they can go to the Oceaneers Club. If not, they need to go to It's a Small World Nursery. However, once they hit 4, they have to be fully potty trained to use any of these areas. So I did talk about the central hub. I think that's really fun. And if they don't want to go down the slide, I believe there is a check-in on the deck 2 where they can just check in and not go down the slide. My son is going to want to go down the slide. Now let's talk about some of the fun areas that are going to be in the 3 to 12 area, the main Disney's Oceaneer Club. It is, first of all, is the Marvel Superhero Academy. This sounds like so much fun. Is a high-tech adventures headquarters where young recruits will train to be the next generation of superheroes with the help of their own real-life heroes like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. Kids will begin by choosing a superhero suit from a selection of power suits, and it's just there's going to be training. So not only is it interactive, but there also is going to be character experiences, and that's the thing that really makes the Oceaneers Club different from any other cruise line, is that the characters. I remember there was like a Thor thing like Thor training on Marvel Day at Sea, and there was also Spider-Man. That Spider-Man went back to Adventure Ocean after the big Marvel Day at Sea nighttime show on the deck, which was awesome. So there's a lot, that's just really unique, and there's a lot of them that are going to be taking place on the Disney Wish. Next up is going to be Fairytale Hall, and Fairytale Hall is a royal trio of activity rooms where kids will join some of their favorite Disney princesses and frozen queens as they let their creativity shine at Rapunzel's art studio, read and act out stories at Belle's library, and then test newfound icy powers at Anna and Elsa's Sommerhus. So this is really cool. The Rapunzel's art studio, I know my son is going to be all about. And it says that it will be a creative escape where kids will have the best day ever making their own arts and craft projects like floating lanterns and paintings. And they also talked about that Rapunzel and Flynn Rider might come and they do some sort of scavenger hunt. That sounds like a lot of fun. Then there's also Belle's library will be a cozy corner for reading and acting out stories with the help of Disney characters. Again, so much fun. And then at the Sommerhus, Anna and Elsa are never far from snow, even in their summer cabin. Here, kids will unlock their icy powers during Frozen Fun, a series of gesture-based games hosted by Olaf. So just a lot of fun. I told my son about the art studio and he goes, oh, well, Rapunzel's a girl, but I guess it's okay. And I just want to say it, like, let him know, like, yes, it's okay, you can play. And I like that they're going to be incorporating Olaf and Flynn Rider so that the boys don't feel like it's just for girls. It definitely seems like they're incorporating so that every kid seems like, will feel like they're included. Okay, next up is something my son is really excited about because he wants to be an Imagineer. I mean, he's 6, but who doesn't want to be an Imagineer? And it is the Walt Disney Imagineering Lab. So the lab is its first of its kind opportunity for kids to discover the secrets of the world-renowned Disney's Imagineers, the creative masterminds behind Disney theme parks, resorts, and cruise ships, with hands-on activities and inventive experiments. Sorcerer Mickey, the ambassador of Walt Disney Imagineering, may even stop by to lend a wand to the newly minted magic makers. One of the most exciting things Imagineers get to do is design roller coasters, and that is my son. I told him this. He's so excited about it. At the Ride Studio, kids will create a coaster along the lines of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Space Mountain, or the Matterhorn bobsleds, and then climb into a capsule where they will virtually ride their imaginative masterpiece. More new spaces and experiences at Disney's Oceaneer Club will be revealed at a later date. So this was the original one. So excited about that. I'm excited about that. I want him to create a ride, and I want to, maybe try and ride it, which I think might make me sick. Okay, so the next space is the Star Wars cargo bay, and this was something that wasn't originally in the grand reveal. The peculiar creatures and legendary characters of the Star Wars galaxy will take center stage at Star Wars cargo bay. This first of its kind immersive experience will place kids in the important role of creature handlers as they learn to manage a mischievous menagerie of exotic beings from across the galaxy, including a porg, lothcat, wart, and more. Throughout the cruise, they will use augmented reality-enabled data pads to track and study the creatures on a series of special assignments. That just sounds fun. And then it also says that it looks like there's going to be Rey and Chewbacca. I don't know if they appear, but it just sounds awesome. My son's just now getting to Star Wars. He knows Star Wars because he goes to Hollywood Studios, but that just sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm sure he's going to want to watch everything, once we get back. Okay, and this next thing is what I was talking about as far as immersing the younger folks and the younger kids in that 3 to 12 age bracket. And it's a celebration of exploration at Mickey and Minnie's Captain Deck, specially designed for the youngest sailors at Disney's Oceaneers Club. So I think that is phenomenal, especially if you have kids in that 3 to 5 age range, maybe even 6. Mickey and Minnie's Captain Deck is a nautical playground inspired by the colors, icons, and magic of Disney Cruise Line. The brand new space will be filled with an array of maritime-themed, physical, and sensory-styled games and activities such as pipe slides and crawl-throughs, ship wheels, busy boxes fashioned as ship controls and cushy life. And then when little cadets enter the space, they will set sail on a fun-filled adventure and enjoy quality playtime with Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse themselves. At select times throughout the voyage, the space will be open to little ones, families for group play, which I think is great, and the toddlers from It's a Small World Nursery will also get dedicated access to the club to explore. So, and then it says the signature experience will be the Minnie's Captain Academy, a high energy training session for kids to exercise their bodies through playful games, dancing, and maritime drills. And then it's also going to be tied to some STEAM principles. So again, really excited about this space. They've always had like a playground, but it looks like they're going to have some dedicated activities for the younger kids in the Oceaneers Club, which was definitely lacking on our Magic sailing, and I think it's going to be probably got some feedback from parents, so I think that's going to be wonderful. Okay, so that's it for the Oceaneers Club. Let's talk about the nursery. It's a Small World Nursery, and this is for the littlest cruisers, aged 6 months to 3 years. It will offer babysitting services in a whimsical environment inspired by the beloved Disney attraction of the same name. And here, so I think it's pretty much going to be the same. It's probably going to be themed a little bit different. I don't want to spend too much time. This is usually an added fee, but well worth it. Cheaper than anything you're going to find on land, and they are highly trained. Like they can give your child a bottle. They can change your child the diaper. So they are specially trained, and that's the reason why they have to be potty trained once they go to Oceaneers Club. So I think it's a different criteria for the staff that's in the nursery. Really excited about this space. Obviously, I am not going to be using it anymore, but I think it's going to be great. And one of the things I always see on message boards is a lot of time, well, I don't feel comfortable leaving my child at a nursery. I would feel 100%. Like I said, I did it when my son was 1. I would, no question, would I ever think about not leaving him or think that it wasn't safe. The staff is, once you meet them, they will make you feel comfortable, and you will enjoy that time, alone or, with as a couple, because you probably need it. Okay, now we're going to talk about the 2 older kid, preteen, and teenager space, and it's the Edge and Vibe. So Edge is for tweens between ages 11 and 14. So again, if they are 11 and 12, they have that middle ground where they can go to the Oceaneers Club or they can go to Edge, and they can probably go to both. So just really great for those kids, because some kids, are older or more mature and want to be in a space, and then some kids, I know my son is kind of, I won't say immature for his age, but he doesn't mind doing stuff that's kind of considered baby stuff. So, it really just depends on the kid. And so at Edge, tweens ages 11 to 14 will have fun, make friends, and play games in a bright, colorful hangout inspired by a chic New York City loft, a faux gras picnic area and graphic arts displays called photo walls will provide ample opportunities for tweens to capture cool, shareable vacation pics that will be the envy of their friends back home. Located on Deck 5, the exclusive entrance to Edge will be hidden behind a framed piece of art that reimagines world-famous paintings in a pop art-inspired compilation of Disney characters, including Minnie as the girl with the pearl earring and Donald as Salvador Dali. So just sounds like a lot of fun. I know if I was 11 to 14, it would probably be a really cool space. And, you know, I think it's just sounds like a lot of fun. And then finally we have Vibe. So at Vibe, teens ages 14 to 17 will meet new friends, watch movies, and play games, and participate in entertaining activities created just for them. Inspired by a Parisian artist's loft, this stylish space features classical architectural elements with an electric retro twist, I don't know what that is, with vibrant neon signs and funky pop art. Combine those with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the ocean. That sounds incredible. And every single angle in Vibe will offer a selfie-worthy backdrop for the trendiest teens on the high seas. So I do know there are some tweens and teens on this sailing because I know in our group. So I will try and get as much information, and I will try and do tours of all the spaces, because once the ship and once everything starts going, you're not allowed to film because of privacy reasons of the children and kids inside. So they usually let you tour the space beforehand. So I will try and do that on the 10th. That might even be part of my live, but I will definitely be covering as much as I can and showing the spaces as much as I can before we set sail and before I'm not allowed to film in there. So that's covering the It's a Small World, the Oceaneers Club, Vibe, and Edge. And with that, this was a long video. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.